Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Prison Architect. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back. Things are going pretty well at the moment, if I do say so myself. The prisoners are currently asleep, the guards are patrolling, the workmen are, well, to be completely honest, they're over here chopping down a whole bunch of trees, as they usually do. And they're working on getting all of that exported as well, and I'm just going to make sure that that remains a bit of a priority, because today, well, I kind of have a combination of ideas that I want to try. Number one, I want to build protective custody, and number two, I really want to change how we do intake, because I kind of want to do a system. Interesting that we're having some water problems over here. What's going on with that? That's really weird that that's flashing up, actually. Okay. Not really sure what's going on with that. But I want to build a system in which we basically have the prisoners come into the prison through a big courtyard. I want them to come in, sort of that, like, classic movie style of, like, there's a big gate, you come in, it closes. There's a big gate here, you go in there, it closes, and suddenly you find yourself in this massive courtyard that's just empty. There's nothing in it. And it just leads up to the prison. I kind of want to do that down here so that that becomes our intake area. The downside is it's so close to the edge of the map. Well, I guess this is very close to the edge of the map too, and I could just box it in a bit. But I kind of like that as an idea. But I also really want to do protective custody. So I'm thinking that maybe the big courtyard is for a completely separate, essentially, prison down here, which is going to be dedicated to protective custody. And I just think protective custody is kind of a, it's kind of a cool idea, and it's kind of a cool idea, I think, to keep it completely separate from everything else, because that's where your snitches are going to go, that's where your ex-law enforcement is going to go. I think protective custody could be a great thing to do here. So we're going to go into planning, and I'm going to speed things up a little bit, because the prison's pretty much running itself at this point. And we're going to see what we can do here. So I think we are going to try the big thing with the walls. So let's see here. These gates are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on. They're 7 across, I think. So I guess we could try that. Let's go down, let's say 13. And I think we can build along here. We can't build at the top of the map. So let's go 13 there as well. Let's go 3 again and see if we get like a midpoint. We actually do, so that right there is actually going to end up being our gate. So something like that. I might actually bring this in just a little bit. So 5 there, and that can be our gate, and then this could be like the small deliveries part or something like that. Bring the walls in another, let's honestly say 10, and we'll do another gate there. And both of those will be automated, so a prisoner comes in, they get let into the prison, and then suddenly they're in this massive courtyard. This is going to come in, let's say, I'm going to say 30. And again, these are just going to be fences right now, so this is going to come in 30, and then this is actually going to be the front of the prison. So this is just all courtyard. We're going to have, like, sniper towers in the corners. It's protective custody, but it's not like, it's not a walk in the park. It's not a daycare center. We're going to have sniper towers and all that kind of stuff. So they come in the middle here. We're going to do, I guess, I kind of want to make this look nice. We could do administration down here as well, I suppose. And the offices need to be 4x4 on the inside. So if we were to go 4 there, 5 there, and 1 there, that's an office. And that's an office. I guess we could do this sort of thing. So we'll do similar here. Take that bit away. Go 4 and in. Go 5 and down. And I mean, that's a couple of offices, and it gives us a pretty cool look for the middle here, which is going to have, I think, just a single door on it. We could do, actually, we could do a series of, or a pair of double doors instead. So something like that for the entrance into the prison, which is going to lead, I think, straight into I think a selection of corridors or something like that. Let's do, how many offices do we use here? We actually only use 6 of them. So what we'll do is have a little corridor there. We'll do 3 offices on each side. And I realize I'm pretty much just I'm building a complete new prison down here. I'm well aware that I'm doing that. But we'll have the prisoners come into this space, and I'm almost going to say that these are going to be like corridors that come off this central space. Now, this is obviously going to be completely enclosed over here. Whatever this is going to be, I mean, doesn't really matter what it's going to be at this point. But this is obviously going to be completely enclosed. These can be, I don't know, something for cleaning or something or other. It really, really doesn't matter what. I also don't think this this particular, I guess, prison needs to be too huge. I think we can get away with having it sort of smaller than your normal prison. This front yard is almost bigger than the whole thing. And I'm actually thinking we could do perimeter walls on this front yard. We could just double up fences as well. Which honestly might not be a terrible idea. I think it would look a little better if we double up the fences. So I think we will try and... We'll either double up fences or we'll double up the perimeter walls. I think fences, though. They're cheaper. That's the thing. Fences are a lot cheaper. But it also means we can actually use this as our courtyard, which is kind of a big deal. I'm also really wanting to move the reception at some point, but... You know, that's going to be a whole thing. Anyway, I'm thinking that we maybe want to do some kind of nice cells down here. And that I realized that you should technically have some security on them. So something like that. So you come through, you go into this corridor. We could maybe do some kind of dividing wall there. I don't necessarily want to do security in those bits, but just something like that to divide the space up. This is technically going to be a couple of very short corridors. We can do our doors like this. And that'll be our offices. And like I said, these spaces back here, I don't really know what those are going to be just yet, but we'll figure that out. As for the cells, I think I do want those to be kind of fancy, I suppose. I feel like they kind of should be a little bit fancier. So maybe we do... You know what? I'm almost tempted to say... in the way that we've got, like, these sort of looping corridors here, and the way we originally had this be a yard, I might try and do that again. So this could actually go up like this, and sort of surround a central yard. I think that could almost be really cool, again. Except this time it's obviously like a huge yard. But it plays in really nicely with this look that I'm trying to get here. So I think we will do that. I think I will do some doors in the corners as well. So 1, 2, and there. 1, 2, and there. 1, 2, and there. 1, 2, and there. So some doors in the corners so you can go straight through the yard if you want to. Then back here is basically going to be kind of similar to what we did over here. Just cells in the back end, except this time they really don't need to be too huge. Now what I am going to do is try and measure out the midpoint here, which is right there. So I'm going to just use this object to mark it. Actually, I could use some walls to mark it. And let's go 30. And let's try and make these cells a little bit bigger. So 1, 2, 3. Maybe 3. So 3 by 4 instead of 2 by 4. So they're not the fanciest cells in the world. They're not, you know, luxurious, but they're also not quite as tightly packed as the other ones. So something a bit like that, I think will absolutely work. And then basically the same thing on the way back here. And I realize we can actually just draw them like this and put the doors in. And I don't know how many of these cells we're actually going to need. I don't really know what the amount of protective custody is going to be that we end up having. I'd kind of like every snitch and every ex-law enforcement officer to be protective custody, though, to sort of avoid them dying. That would be kind of ideal. So we'll have to see what we can do there. Let's go here. Actually, what size is this space? It is 32 by 11. Okay. So we want to go here and do 33 by 11, technically. So we could do that. And we want to go to here and do exactly the same thing. So 33 by 11. Straight down the middle. We'll actually take these back ones out because I think that's a little bit excessive. Take those back ones out again. And that right there is basically going to be all the cells this block is ever going to have. We also have $67,000 right now from exports. So that's kind of nice. Tell you what I'm also going to do. I want to continue dismantling objects. I want to get rid of all these trees down here sooner than later so that we aren't having to deal with them when it comes to building this place. So we can get even more money by taking these trees out right now. And it means that building this place might actually just be a little bit quicker and a little bit easier. So tear every single one of those out. We'll go back a little bit further as well. And we'll go up a little bit further too. So something like that. We'll let my workers get to it. Anyway. In terms of planning, we want to go ahead and just bring the walls down again. And again, I think that'll be fine. So I think that'll be perfectly fine in terms of the number of cells that'll be assigned to protective custody. I was thinking when I was sitting down to record this episode, I was thinking that we could maybe do Supermax in its own facility as well, but that seems a bit dangerous. That seems a bit silly, so I don't think we're going to do that. I'm also realizing we are going to be a little bit tight on space here. So maybe this place can end up being a little bit asymmetrical. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. So if we go to walls and go 1, 2, 3, and there, we could actually continue this up to about that space. So we can continue you across as well if we wanted to, which is a bit awkward. That's not a lot of space there. Kind of has me thinking that I probably should have planned this a little bit better, but, you know, here we are. This middle space might actually have to just be something at this point. Kitchen, canteen, common room, parole. Like, this is going to need everything. It's common rooms, canteens, kitchens, parole, classrooms, possibly. I'd like to get laundry in there as well. So you know what? Let's actually try and divide this up. So kitchen, canteen can be up at the top here. Doesn't need to be too huge. So something like that. Kitchen, canteen. Then, you know, staff door and a couple of large doors for the prisoners to get in. We're going to need like a security room in here as well, possibly. Could build a separate one like this one, just up here. So that's going to be kitchen, canteen. Let's say maybe common room. So common room right there. I'd like a staff room down here as well. So let's say staff room, I guess. Let's say door and door. What else do we need? A laundry room. I'd like one of those. So let's say a little 8x8 or 7x7 space. And maybe the same for the cleaning cupboard. Then this space down here could be something. We do need showers. That's a fair point. So maybe something like that for showers. We can certainly try and make that work. So what do we got? Kitchen, canteen, common room, staff room, cleaning, laundry, shower. An infirmary could maybe be useful down here just in case anything happens. So I think an infirmary may be quite small there. And then parole could be there. Possibly. Can parole be that small? That's kind of my question. So parole needs to be 5x5. Yeah, it can't actually be that small. Okay. So that's not anywhere near big enough. That is, though. Can an infirmary be that small? So an infirmary can be any size. That's perfect then. So that's a little tiny little infirmary there. What else do we need? We do technically need a yard, which at this point I'm thinking may just have to go on this side of the prison, which is... Actually, no, this will just be our yard out front. We'll just do the yard out front. That's fine. Let me block these up as well. We don't really need those spaces back there anymore. Could actually do a little bit of additional storage back there, kind of like what we've done with this bit of extra space in the main prison. So a little bit of storage back there just to make it kind of interesting. We'll do some walls to sort of separate. You know what? I don't want to separate these spaces. We'll separate those spaces. That's fine. Those can be like staff-only corridors or something like that. A quick way to get through. These can be storage spaces with a couple of entrances at either end. And then, yeah, the yard is just going to be out front, which I know is a bit weird, but that's just going to have to be the way of it. I think up here it could be a staff kitchen and canteen. So a couple of staff doors like that. Actually, we don't need that staff door, nor do we need that one. Just do that for it instead. So staff kitchen and canteen, then maybe it's just a staff room down here. Oh, did not mean to zoom in there. That might work out. That might be okay. So let's have ourselves a little look and see what we can do with this. And you know what? I'm tempted to build it out of concrete, but I just love the red brick, so we're gonna do red brick. So 44,000 for all of that foundation. That's fine. We'll build it. We'll build these bits as well. And the doors can go right on the front, and they're going to be plain old large jail doors right there. All right. So all of that can get built. I'm very, very tempted to say perimeter walls, but they are so expensive. They really are so expensive. I'm really tempted, given that this is, and I think I am going to do this, just given that this is, it is protective custody, you would assume they would try and not run, but you never really know. So we'll do some perimeter walls like that, which technically encloses everything. Then we'll do some fences on the inside, I think. So something a bit like that, I think, will be really, really good for all of this. And that can all just be gradually built. Now, let's take a look at the normal prison, because things are actually... I mean, the game's been running at full speed this entire time. And nothing's exploding, no one's dying, no one's... nothing's really going nuts. So that's nice. Let's also just give an order to continue dismantling trees up here to get that extra bit of money. So we'll go ahead and tear all of that out when we get a chance. And hopefully this won't take too long to build. I know the perimeter walls do take a little while, but hopefully the rest of it doesn't. And I'm just thinking if I'm wondering if I've missed anything. I guess security room is going to have to go separate, which is fine. But I think other than this main area, there's nowhere that's like a major breach in the prison, which is good. So they can come through these large gates and then... go off to wherever they need to go. They'll probably still end up getting processed up here, though, which kind of has me thinking that maybe we want to have a connection straight down. Like, maybe, one of these corridors kind of comes over and attaches to the staff corridor here so we can bring prisoners in that way. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can figure out. And we'll see what happens. I'm also thinking... might be an idea to actually, let's see, materials, demolish that, and cancel that bit. So take that bit of wall out so we can get in there, at least until construction's done. Otherwise, people are going to get stuck all the time, and it's just going to be a nightmare. So hopefully all this gets done quickly. I'm actually going to go into materials as well and say... let's do... oh, I don't know. I mean, we could do road. Have some road leading straight up to the thing. I'm thinking stone, though. I think stone will look really good. So let's have some stone that just goes like that. Then on either side of that, I kind of want gravel. Or maybe paving stones, since we technically already have paving stones in there. So just nothing but paving stones out here. It's going to be quite grim. It's going to be quite miserable. We could do dirt. Dirt is another option to match the fence, but I think eventually that fence is going to be upgraded to perimeter. So probably don't need to do that. Let's go ahead and get all of this space as well, and there we go. So all of that can be done. I think the stone's going to look fantastic coming into protective custody. I think these guys are all going to be super jealous, and I think, oh my god, it's filthy. Good lord. Where am I? I have like 15 janitors and 15 gardeners. What's going on with that? That's kind of ridiculous. That is disgusting, is what that is. Impressively disgusting, to be completely honest. Impressively so. Now let's see here. If I go to reports and go to regime, needs jobs, intake prisoners, there's something I'm looking for here. Programs, no. Finance, no. Evaluation, no. Grants, programs, policy. Policy. Okay. So we can't actually force anyone into protective custody. So basically what we need to do is use intelligence. And we can see, you know, confidential informants. Hopefully we can find out, you know, the dangers around here, or if someone is ex-law enforcement. We can see, yeah, someone in here is ex-law enforcement, which is definitely a bit of an issue. I don't think we actually have any CIs in Gen Pop. In normal security. That's a bit of a problem. Alright. Let's go ahead and activate all of them. Since we really might as well. Not amazing coverage from everybody, but we might as well see what they can bring to the table there. Oh, this area looks kind of neat now that it's actually paved. That's gonna look... It is gonna look mean, which is kind of the goal. Let's just patch up all these spaces where trees used to be. There we go. Same with this as well. Get rid of all that tree space. But yeah, this is gonna look mean, which is absolutely the goal. If we go to lights as well, we can start dotting some lights around the courtyard. Probably not a bad idea. So we'll do... Have I spaced this evenly? Yeah, it's 4 on either side. That's good. So yeah, we can dot these around a little bit. We'll dot some lights by the door there. And we can dot some lights by the entrance as well, I think. So there we go. Just brightens the place up a little bit. I think that'll work out. And I think for an added bit of security, because I know what I'm saying. I know that you might be thinking, hold on a minute, are you seriously going to do your yard in the intake area? You know, obviously these doors open up to let people in. I'm probably going to go ahead and do another door or 2 on this, honestly. Just to be doubly sure that no one is going to escape because a door was left open. Plus, we will have guard towers around here, so those are going to be kind of a big deal. Those are going to be something that'll be really useful for stopping people from running away. So generally, across the board, I think we're going to be... You know, I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll make this work. Now, let's see. If I accidentally canceled a bit of the perimeter wall there... I absolutely did. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that in there. And I'm very tempted. I think we might actually have the money to do this. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just upgrade the fences right away. So no one's hopping those walls. Well, they might. I actually don't know if they can. Yeah, we can do barbed wire in the perimeter walls as well, so... We can absolutely do that as well. Which will be fantastic. That'll stop people from, That'll stop people from jumping it. Sort of. Can I chop this tree down? Because I can't seem to do barbed wire and a couple of bits of wall there. Which is a little bit annoying. Little bit annoying. So hopefully we can sort that. Let's go ahead and get barbed wire on all of this as well. Just, I guess, all the way up to there. That tree needs to go. Oh, that tree's gone as well. Fantastic. There we go. Alright. So barbed wire can go on top of those walls, which actually means if anyone does get over them, they're 100% going to be torn to shreds, which is technically a good thing.